establishment and the media always claim that we live in free societies, that we live in democratic countries. The definition of a democratic country is where the citizens really have a say in what the government does, as opposed to the government imposing their will on the people. And we may get to choose which puppet is in office, but if we're only choosing between two or other puppets, it doesn't really matter. We don't have a say in anything that's going on. We see how drastically our lives have changed. They didn't ask us how we felt about any of this, and how we felt about it, even when we made our voices heard through protests, it didn't really make any difference. So life has changed drastically, in the sense that I think more people recognize that we're not free people, that we probably never really were free people. It's just more obvious now. And the bad people in the establishment are being more aggressive in pushing their agendas and in imposing their will on us. But we don't really have any rights, because rights and freedoms that can be taken away at any time for any bogus reason, or even if it's a valid reason. But if we don't have a real say in the matter, we don't have any rights. We're like animals that they're pulling on a leash. So we have the illusion of freedom, but we are being pulled. So life has changed, but I wonder if it really has changed that much. You have to realize that Israel is marketed as the refuge of the Jewish people, the homeland, that here it can't happen again. And the Zionist establishment, which I don't believe are real Jews, maybe technically they're Jewish people, I have my questions about that as well, but they portray themselves as being the leaders of the Jewish people, the saviors of the Jewish people. They're going to look out for us. And our nation bought into it. We really wanted to believe that the land of Israel with the Zionist establishment would be a refuge, and therefore they were the perfect foil to perpetrate a sort of undercover Holocaust upon the Jewish people again. Again, this wasn't Germans in black uniforms perpetrating a Holocaust. These were people with Hebrew names, Jewish accents, speaking the language, our brothers, our sisters, looking out for us. They were the perfect foil, acting as Judenrat and capo for the contemporary perpetrators of a Holocaust. Amalek was the grandson of Esau. He was an actual person, and now there is a nation by the same name, which obviously comes from him. Now, I'm sure, without any shadow of a doubt, that the Nazis came from this nation of Amalek. We see their propaganda tactics. And I think today, the globalists, the World Economic Forum, they have their people in every country. They probably come from the nation of Amalek, because they have their same telltale signs. Their fingerprints are on everything. The same tactics that they use to try to turn good into evil and evil into good, and to trick people with the ultimate goal of fighting God, fighting nature, fighting goodness, fighting Israel as part of that global war, but really trying to destroy everything. I think that story is reaching a climax in our times.